All right, welcome back to the second part of the customization of Adempiere. Again, this is a manual, and I'm working with Francisco on this. So we left off last. We were able to kind of create our fields here under our tabs, and then we arrange a sequence. Again, you can basically move up all these as you would see fit. Now, this is just so you can, as they come up in your UI. So this is where you want to change this. And another thing you'll notice is that you have these underscores here, and you want to be able to clean that up because, again, this is something that you're going to have to see day in, day out in your UI. So you just go to Field, and I'll show you an example of one. You can literally click under the name. And instead of that, we'll just click Start Date. And we can create a description for this as well. Okay, we can do that, so on and so forth. So you can change that, and then what will happen is it'll end up changing as well here, but as well as in your UI. So that's definitely something you should do. Go ahead and clean this up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quickly, and then we'll move on. All right, as you can see, I've gone ahead and auto-populated and changed some of these descriptions, as well as the names themselves, so there's no longer any hyphens, underscores there. So let's go ahead and we can get out of here. Here again. All right, and now next thing we want to go to is System Administrator, General Rules, System Rules, and Menu. There. All right, we want to create a new record. All right, so now we got a new record. Let's go ahead and auto-populate some of these things. So we want to create a new record, and we call this record our Minutes of Meeting. Leave it active. Leave it user maintained. The action, let's make this a window. And in that window, meeting of minutes. It's the window that we want. All right, once we've done that, we can save that and close out of this. Let's go ahead and log off and log back in as Garden Admin, just to make sure that everything we've done now has been saved. Because we've done this in an administrator, but we want to make sure that it can be seen as a Garden Admin. Okay. Perfect. Now what we've created right here, which you'll see the meeting of minutes, we double click that, change the view, and now we can create literally a new meeting of minutes. All right. So now next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and be able to change these tabs and add different tabs to it. So that's the next part of this process. To save time, I went ahead and just paused the video, auto-populated this. As you can see, you can choose your organization here. Right now, the ones that I've got, I just left that as HQ. You can generate your own name for this meeting. This could be a date, Julian date, and then meeting, and then maybe that first meeting on that Julian date. And usually it's a good idea to keep your key maybe the same as your name. It's easier to find. Your search key is active. You generate a chairperson. You put in a start date, and it comes up in this format right there. Same thing with this, and you can change the time down here. So it's all really kind of add, and then you just add in your text files, which are your participants, your agenda, your discussion agenda, and all you have to do now is just hit save, and this becomes an entry into your database. So if you click on here now, you can actually see that we've got this entered into our database now. All right. Now one thing that you'll notice is I don't mind the start date being like this, but I'd like to change maybe some of the format, especially with the start time. I'd like the start time, considering that these will probably be just one-day meetings, or meetings that only last than one day long at most, work day. I'd like to just have the time here instead of actually having the time and the date. So after we've saved this, let's go ahead and just close out of this, and I'll show you how to do that real quickly. So let's log out, go back, log in under System. Okay. Alright, so we go from here, we go to Menu, Application Dictionary, Tables and Columns, right there. Same thing that was right here as well. So in this, after you get to that Tables and Columns, just go ahead and click on the green check mark on the bottom right hand corner. It'll bring this up for you right there. These are all the database tables that you've got. So we're just going to scroll down and find our database table that we created. Just C_MOM right there. Okay, that was on the table. Let's go to the columns. So now we can go back in and let's say we want to change some of these things. So under column name, instead of end time, let's go ahead and change this to, actually, I'm sorry, we'll leave that end time. And what we want to do is change the reference here. So this is time end date. We want to get it where it's just time. There. And let's change start date, start time. Right there. Let's do that one just date. And that one just time. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and just change these as well. So our name itself will just be end time. Start date. Start time. Alright, perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and we can save that already. Let's go back and let's change a few more things up. So this is what you get, the green there. Under the window, let's go ahead down to the meeting of minutes. Minutes of meeting, I'm sorry. Right there. Alright, and under field, let's just change some things. Let's do the end time and the start time. Now you can add a few different things here, right? You can add your read only here. You can also do same line. So if I want that to be on the same line as the one above it, I go ahead and check that one out, and then I can have that on the same line. But again, we've got read only. You can have encrypted. You can have a sequence, headings, field only. There are 3 different options in here in changing the file. So then if you were to go to, back to tab, you can now actually go back and look at that and find where we've now made this small change. Alright, so we've closed out of that now. Let's go ahead and see what it takes to create a window with multiple tabs. Alright, let's get started. The 2 tabs we want to create on top of what we already have is, let's go ahead and create a participants tab and then a discussion details tab. Well, we'll go ahead and have different information in there like item numbers, discussion description, action buy-in status as well. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and just delete all of that information that we've done before. So we want to delete, for example, the whole table that we've done, and as if we would start over again. So to do that, let's go ahead and just assume we've got everything deleted, or you're starting from scratch. And then what I've done is I've copied over, this is a code to create another table, same table, but we've deleted the old one, Adempiere C_MOM. Again, we've given it a product key, and then we've also nested. See, we've given a primary key here, and we've created another table, the discussion line, and then created its references here, the foreign key, and then its references to the primary key, and created a third table. So this is the way you create multiple tabs. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just copy this over. Open up Postgres. That's what we're using, Postgres. And this is the SQL query. Paste. And hit run. Alright, and we've run successfully. So now we can go ahead and just check what we've done before in, like we've done this before. So let's log out. Log back into system. And again, just like we've done before, we want to check our tabs, our columns, run through that, make sure our tables and columns are correct, and also run through and make sure that our Windows tab and field is done correctly as well. So that was what we just did. But now we can configure this again, right? Windows, sorry, not here, but our tables and columns first. Create a new record. Go through this information. It's going to be CMOM. It's going to be all that stuff that we just did earlier. So once you run through all of that, then you'll be able to have multiple tabs in the